Yoshi is ready for some motorcycle action in today's game, MegaForce, for your Atari 2600. Deeds, not words. Must be a real estate guy. Let's go ahead and take MegaForce, pop it in my Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. MegaForce was published by Fox and carries a copyright year of 1982. It is based on the 1982 box office bomb of the same name, which starred Barry Bostwick, who would later retire from being an action hero to become the mayor of Spin City. It was programmed by Doug Neubauer, who designed the Atari classic Star Raiders and programmed the fun maze game Alien for Fox on the 2600, which are reviewed in episode 307. According to the manual, because of your reputation as a clever and daring member of the MegaForce, you have been sent to Sardoon, a strategically important democratic nation currently under attack. Your mission is to destroy the enemy headquarters. Armed with the world's most advanced fighting machine, the Moto Fighter, you are dropped off just outside of Sardoon. You must pass the city and make your way across the barren desert to the enemy headquarters on a limited supply of fuel. You'll be challenged the entire way by heavy air and ground attack. Should you travel too far into the barren desert, flashing arrows will direct you back toward the enemy. That's the only help you can expect. MegaForce is a Defender-esque style game for one player only. In the game, you use a joystick to move and hold the button to fire. On the bottom half of the screen, you are in standard motorcycle mode and will shoot missiles down at an angle, but on the upper half of the screen, your Moto Fighter will be in flight mode and will shoot straight ahead. Your goal is to start at the city of Sardoon and make your way to the right until you find and destroy the enemy's base to move on to the next level. If you go to the left at the beginning of the level, you will see arrows pointing you back to the right along with palm trees, which are oddly relaxing to blow up. In between you and the enemy base are two types of enemies. Ground rockets will shoot heat-seeking rockets that are impossible to shoot down, although you can shoot the launchers on the ground. There are also enemy aircraft. If they pass you, they can continue until they reach Sardoon and begin to destroy it. The upper bar will say alert when enemy aircraft is approaching you, and defend if they get too close to Sardoon. The bar flashes white when they destroy a tower in Sardoon, and the bar will turn black if Sardoon is completely destroyed. If this happens, you lose a life and can no longer earn points for that level. There are also fuel tanks, which naturally you can blow up to regain fuel, which is constantly running down during the game. If you blow up all of the fuel tanks in an area, a prize will appear that you can shoot to earn, but some have bad consequences. There are 4 game variations to choose from. The standard game is your normal gameplay. You begin the game with 39 gallons of fuel and 4 Moto Fighters. You can only gain up to 59 gallons of fuel during this game. Variation 2 is the advanced game. You begin with 29 gallons of fuel and 3 Moto Fighters, and you can only gain up to 59 gallons of fuel. Variation 3 is the expert game, where you begin with 19 gallons of fuel and 4 Moto Fighters, and once again you can only gain up to 59 gallons of fuel. And the 4th variation is the easy practice game, where you begin with 99 gallons of fuel and 8 Moto Fighters. And the enemy aircraft do not shoot at you. How nice. The difficulty switches also come into play. When the left difficulty switch is in the A position, prizes found under the fuel depots will appear in random order, but they will be in fixed order if the switch is in the B position. When the right difficulty switch is in the A position, enemy aircraft that you allow to pass will head for Sardoon and attack it, but when it's in the B position, sometimes they will hang around the fuel depots instead. Scoring wise, you get 0 points for destroying palm trees, lakes, and arrows. If you destroy a ground rocket launcher, you will get 300 points. If you destroy an enemy aircraft, you will get 100 points. When one of the towers are destroyed at Sardoon, you actually get 100 to 400 points depending on the tower, and 10 gallons of fuel to your tank. But of course, if they're all destroyed, you will lose a life and can't earn any more points. But for the enemy headquarters, each tower is worth 300 to 600 points. And once you destroy the whole headquarters, you get 1 whole extra point. Destroying fuel tanks will get you 80 points and 10 gallons of fuel. As far as the prizes go, if you shoot a missile or a Moto Fighter, you will get 300 points and 10 gallons of fuel. If you destroy a prize that looks like the enemy aircraft, you will get 100 points, or if you destroy one that looks like the ground rocket, you will get 70 points. But in both cases, this will also add 7 enemy aircrafts and 3 rocket bases. If you shoot the yellow palm tree, you get 400 points and 20 gallons of fuel, and if you shoot the man, you get 600 points, 20 gallons of fuel, and a free life. Graphically speaking, I thought the game looked pretty good, especially the mountain horizon in the background. And even though some videos online show a lot of flicker in the game, it actually wasn't that bad for me when I was playing it using a real system on my TV. Sound and music wise, there is no music, but the sound effects do get the job done. Family friendly wise, the game would most likely get an Eat for Everyone rating if released today. At the time I researched on eBay, including shipping, loose copies were going for $5 to $6 and complete copies ranged anywhere from $20 to $56. So what did I think of MegaForce? Overall, this game surprisingly impressed me. At first, I was expecting a poor Defender knockoff, and when I first played it, I found the game frustratingly hard and was annoyed by the fact that you can't shoot airborne enemy missiles down. I also didn't like it that when you die, you are sent back to Sardoon. I also had to learn to lay off the fire button when starting the round, as many times I accidentally destroyed some of my own towers, since you actually have to pass Sardoon to start the level. Why you don't start to the right of it is beyond me, but as I got used to the controls and the various prizes, I took a slower, more deliberate approach to attacking the enemies, and as I did, I found more success and enjoyed the game a whole lot more. For me, this is the kind of game where if I go right after the enemies at full speed, I die quickly and get frustrated. But if I play it more carefully, I end up having a lot more fun. So much so that a game I expected to be nothing more than licensed shovelware ended up being my favorite Defender-style game that I've reviewed so far on the 2600. So where am I going to rank MegaForce? A lot higher than I thought before I played the game. I'm looking in the 20s. I do like the classic Empire Strikes Back more at 25, but I will put this over the fun Kangaroo at 26. So out of the 153 games I've now ranked on the 2600, MegaForce is blasting into the 26th position. MegaForce is a mega fun game on the 2600 once you get used to it. At least that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please click like and subscribe and follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter. I'm also a member of the Retro Junkies Network. At this time, I'd like to thank all of my extraordinary Patreon supporters who voted for me to review MegaForce, including Richard and Joe. Thank you both. If you appreciate the work I do and enjoy my videos, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter by signing up at patreon.com/nosweargamer, starting at a single $1 a month. Not only will you help make videos like this possible, but you will also gain access to some exclusive content and be able to vote on future games I review. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, and remember, blowing up palm trees can be therapeutic.